Ciloue, can you share with us a little about your upbringing in Taiwan?
Sure. I would say most of my formative years took place in Taiwan because I didn't come to the US until I had finished my bachelor's and having attended one semester of grad school. My parents were part of the exodus of 2 million people from China to Taiwan near around 1949, right after the Chinese Civil War ended. And so after that, for 40 years, they did not lay eyes on their loved ones, and they did not know whether they would ever um, get to do that. Their experience of exodus and the complete cutoff from their families of origin created a heavy burden in their hearts. And so, in retrospect, I think at various times, either one or sometimes both of them perhaps were struggling with depression. But, you know, so growing up, the environment was conflict laden. And so, as a very young child, I just remember really wanting to understand, really trying to make sense of what I was witnessing, what I was feeling. And so, the more I dug into it, I poured more energy into it, the more interesting the field became. And so it eventually just pulled me. The mental health field is pretty
Mhm.
large,
Yes,
right? And we represent
yes.
the different dimensions. So there is talk therapy, and right, and so one can prepare oneself to provide talk therapy, psychotherapy by becoming a psychologist or licensed clinical social worker or marriage and family therapist or LPC, licensed professional counselor. And then on the medication side, there's psychiatry and psychiatrist and psychiatric nurse practitioner, and that is your training, right?
Yes, yes, that is my training. I studied to become a nurse first, and then after, a couple of years of experience under my belt, I went on to become a psychiatric nurse practitioner. But, that's what I love about the mental health field. There's just so many ways you can go and help those in need. The Asian community faces unique barriers in mental health care access. Several years ago, when my little sister was hospitalized inpatient psychiatric, my parents really had no idea what was going on. It was their first time experiencing something like this, and English is their second language. And I witnessed the providers miss an opportunity to educate and to break stigma about mental health illness. And to this day, it's unfortunate to say, but my parents still don't quite understand what happened to my sister and how mental illness has affected her life. Can you tell us, Lou, about other barriers that the Asian community may face in trying to get mental health care?